Hi everyone, this is Golden Nugget number 12, and I'm life coach Hope Tackaberry, coming to you from Austin, Texas. And I life coach with people all around the country, and on my website I have a newsletter, and also on Facebook, and I put up these golden nuggets in words and now in video. Just things that inspire me, either a quote or something that comes through my head, and I write it down, or I write a story or a blog about it, or an article. So what I wanted to talk to you in this golden nugget, I think this is number 12. You think I could get clear on those numbers, but anyway. So number 12 is about forgiveness, and I'm going to try to like squish this into something short. So how can I say this? Forgiveness is one of the cornerstones of spiritual awakening, of self-mastery. And one of the reasons for that is that when we are holding on to things of the past, we're upset about them, we're angry about them, we spend a lot of time thinking about them. It's sort of like, I like to equate it to like a rucksack or a backpack or a bag that we have over our shoulder and on our back, maybe, or on our hip. And that bag is full of coal, if you will. And those, it's like I have a negative experience, I take the pain of it and I put it in my bag and I'm carrying it around with me. And in order to, I believe, in order to come into the present moment, to be as clear and clean as we can, which means to be available to the now, available to the present, available to really just this amazing experience of right now, because all there is right now. There's the past is actually, it's gone, and the future is not yet here, right? So we have what? We have just the present moment, but most of us, many of us, are still tied up in the past. So you can't be fully present if your brain is thinking about the past. It's just sort of the way it is. So what I have found working with clients and through my own spiritual journey, my own life coaching journey as well, is that when we want to get really in touch with the jewel that's inside of us, which is our spirit, our soul, our light, whatever you want to call it, our soul, I probably said that, when we want to get really in touch with it, I believe it requires letting go of the past. Now, a lot of people say, I don't want to let go of the past. I don't, some people believe that when we forgive, then it makes things okay. And I understand that there are a lot of things in life, in your life, and in everyone's life, that are not okay. Not okay. But here's the thing, is that at this point in your life, if you've been carrying something for a long, long, long time, it's hurting you way more, way more than it's hurting anybody else. And forgiving and releasing doesn't make it okay, and it doesn't relinquish that person of their responsibility of whatever the situation was. But it can free you, and that's the power, is freeing yourself of the past. So real quick, there are great books out there. I'm going to give you a couple of them. One of them is called Radical Forgiveness. And right now I'm not remembering the guy's name who wrote it, but amazing book. Will change the way you see your entire life and forgiveness and everything that has gone on. The book that really got me through the process many years ago was a book called The 7 Healing Chakras by Brenda Davies. And I didn't know anything about chakras. I didn't believe in chakras. I didn't, you don't even have to think about chakras or know about chakras to use the stuff in this book. It's amazing, and it's amazing. She teaches a forgiveness process that will rock your world. And when I went through it, it was just like this amazing cleansing and clearing of so much attachment to the past. So just a brief thing to think about is looking at your life and saying, okay, I'm here now. What am I still holding from the past? What event from, as far back as you can remember? And actually what I do when I'm working with clients is I have them write a chronology of their life. And that sounds daunting, but it's really good practice, because sometimes we forget events that we still have an emotional charge around, but we haven't thought about them. Or when we see the events of our life in a chronology, we can understand why we made certain choices and why certain things occurred. And Anyway, so the chronology is really good, and it also helps us identify impactful events of the past that we are still holding on to. So I would ask them to do that, and what you want to do is then you want to make identify the things that you're still holding on to, you're still angry about, that they still have an emotional charge for you. And then I would definitely get probably Brenda Davies' book or work with me as a life coach in order to process this information. And one of the ways that we process, that we forgive, that we heal, is that we take a different perspective. So many different things in our life. We might say, I was a victim of this situation, and really I don't want to imply that there's a higher way to look at really negative, violent things that may have happened to you. I don't want to imply that at all. But for me, in my life, I didn't have a great deal of that in my childhood, but I did have some events, friends and things that didn't, that I really took on, and I used negatively against myself for many, many years. So looking at what those events are, and then trying to get a different perspective. So when we get outside of ourselves, we look at an event, we get outside of ourselves, and we get a different perspective, it can help take some of the victim sting out of those experiences. Also, and this can be hard, but it's so amazing, when you remember I was talking about the bag of coal. If you take out a piece of coal and you're like, okay, bad experience. If you take that piece of coal and you draw from it the gold, because let's call it a diamond. There's actually a diamond inside each piece of coal. Now, what's the diamond? The diamond is, I learned something. I grew. I learned to protect myself. I learned who to like and who not to like. Whatever it is. Usually it's some sort of learning about ourselves. Or an event in the past can propel you into a totally different life, right? So once we take that piece of coal and we make the learning, we make the diamond bigger than the event itself, then the coal dissipates and the diamond is what is left. And that's a perspective, right? That's a perspective shift. We've taken something that was terrible, but we've been able to look at it and say, what did I learn? How did it change my life? What was the good that came out of it? Oh, I see that because this happened, and then I met this person, and that was great. Right? So finding the diamond inside the coal is a very powerful, transformational exercise to do with things in the past. So I think that is sort of a main overview of some forgiveness work. Sometimes it really does require working with a coach or working with a therapist, but I did a lot of this work on my own, and it was probably one of the most powerful processes that I've done in my entire spiritual journey, or in my entire life for that matter, because I was able to really come clean in a lot of ways. So if you have any questions, just you can email me at you can email me at hopetackaberry.com, hopetackaberry@gmail.com, or go to my website, lifecoachhope.com, and there's contact information there. So I'm excited to tell you about this golden nugget. Have a great day, and consider forgiveness. And then also, be gentle with yourself. If you're not ready to forgive, don't do it. Wait till you're ready. And maybe ask yourself every day, am I ready? Am I ready? And I promise you, at some point, you will be. All right, shine your light. Have a great day.